Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see fourth-year quarterback Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys as they square off against the number 6 overall pick, Daniel Jones, and the New York Football Giants. With that, let's get up to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Calling the action from up top, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. We got an NFC East matchup here, CD. The most difficult division year to year to really predict. In fact, no team has repeated as division champ since 2004, 15 years ago.
And that was the Eagles, correct?
Yeah.
They went back-to-back. Well, let's be honest about it. The way that these teams match up, the way that they draft, all trying their best to win their division, very similar styles. Eagles won the Super Bowl not that long ago. Washington, with good health, they were winning the division last year late in the season. How about New York with the Giants trying to make their move? And, of course, Dallas won the division a year ago. But this division is so interesting with Saquon Barkley in New York. Did you know that the caddy of Tiger Woods wore Saquon Barkley's jersey underneath his caddy outfit at the Masters in 2019 when Tiger won for the first time in a long time? Let's be honest about it. Saquon Barkley, he's pretty popular.
Ready? Mike's by four. Ricky. Joker. Hit it.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He completes it to Tate.
I always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
Big River.
It's Barkley on the counter, and not the start he was hoping for there as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's go.
Here's Jones, operating from the gun. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll cross over out of Junior, but a season ago, pretty good for Sterling Shepard. 66 receptions, 872 yards, and now hoping for a 1,000-yard campaign in 2019. A first down carry for Barkley won't lead to much as he'll take this forward for maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. And now the defense for Dallas.
Sean Lee's one of my favorite players, and I don't mind saying it because I love his versatility. I can move him inside at the linebacker position. I can move him outside. I can rush him off the edge, rush him up the middle. He can drop into pass coverage. In fact, his versatility was on display even in his high school days, where he was a big-time high school basketball player that had a chance to play in college as well.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Mike 54. Yo.
Now Saquon Barkley. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. So on fourth down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Rosas' kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Remember, with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
Take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Cowboys under head coach Jason Garrett as they get set for their first opportunity. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And on this offensive unit, your thoughts on Travis Frederick?
He's a quarterback's best friend, sets all the line calls, and blocks so aggressively.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Don't get nervous.
Prescott to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. 3rd down here. And we look now at the defense for the Giants.
Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick of the Cleveland Browns in 2017, has returned to his home area to play for the New York Giants. And he's looking for an opportunity to really shine. Sharp in returning the football on kickoffs and punts. The Giants believe he can fill the gap at safety for them.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw is Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, Golden Tate. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Giants set to get the football back, as we were discussing earlier, Charles, 2-6 after that loss against Detroit. As I said, you did the game. There seems to be some soul-searching going on with this Giants team. What were your observations?
Well, my observations are that this is a team that continues to improve. They still need more support at different positions. I think the roster still needs a talent infusion. But they've played hard. They've played well enough at times to be in games, but turnovers, not capitalizing on big plays on the defensive side of the ball. So a veteran like Alec Ogletree talked to the team pretty hard in the locker room after the game, and apparently there's going to be a veterans-only meeting or a team-only meeting to discuss how do we improve, because as they've said, this isn't on the coaches anymore. This is on us.
They'll host Dallas Monday night, and then they play their MetLife Stadium roommates, the Jets, before getting their open week in Week 11. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They run the counter. Barkley, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, switch gears.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Well, we see so many good battles in the NFC East, and Cowboys and Giants, they rarely disappoint. They didn't disappoint last year. Cowboys got the better of the Giants both times. Week 2, 20-13, and then in Week 17, a thriller, 36-35. That was a game where Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Break. 54. Mike 54. All day, baby. All day.
Off the play fake. Jones. That's complete to Slayton. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Throwing, Jones. Finds his tight end, Ingram. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Here I come.
2nd and 9 now. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They were held to a field goal on their first drive. They want 6 now, but it's 3rd and goal. And Barkley did not get there. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Rosas puts this one through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Prescott. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. Looking to throw. Prescott. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Ready.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
60 or 55. Come on, D.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Down. 10-2.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
11 yards there, first down. Speaking of Saquon Barkley, nice little feather in his cap after the Week 8 game. Became only the 6th player since 1950 that surpassed 2,500 scrimmage yards in 21 or fewer games in the National Football League. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Open man right side is Ingram. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Catch made by Slayton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Jones heading up here 1st and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. On the draw, this is Barkley. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
He wasn't ready. Got it. 54. Mike 54. You're not ready. You're not ready. Now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. And he's got it, complete to Fowler. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Elliott on first down, going to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The last time we saw Jason Witten on a football field instead of the broadcasting booth was, of course, 2 years ago, 2017. He had 63 catches, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was his 11th Pro Bowl that season for a man who came into the league back in 2003. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
The 1st down carry by Elliott. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott, that's complete to Cobb. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Cooper's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Prescott going to come up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Maher able to put this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move, the Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jones now throwing to start the drive. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. But it'll be 2nd down. Well, Charles, 18 of the 32 teams have now played 8 games, half their season. The other 14 will reach the midway point next week, so we'll save the midseason grades and awards until then. But
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, we'll wait on that. But let's look at a few underperforming teams thus far that have played 8 games, and you tell me what you think their final record's going to be. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The sack by Robert Quinn.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Here's Jones, operating from the gun. And that is incomplete. about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Now Austin. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Antoine Bethea, the leading tackler among NFL safeties last year, in on the tackle again there. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Elliott. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 15 yards on the play. 1st down. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. Prescott throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. So unable to get any yardage at all off of the screen there on 3rd down.
And ordinarily on 3rd down, that's when you want to bring pressure. You get all your guys who want to get after the quarterback. But how about the patience they showed? Read the play, snuffed it out, and made a nice stop.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
From the gun, Jones going right side. He finds Slayton. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now it's Barkley. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. DeMarcus Lawrence able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Nice return, sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's see what you got.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Pass on target, Prescott to Cooper, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott stepping up. He'll try and run. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. He's back to throw. Going right side, he has Witten. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Back to throw. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. He'll look to throw. And that's Elliott, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Well, no doubt an electrifying finish to have it down inside the 10-yard line. That final shot, though, they couldn't get it in the end zone, and that's all she wrote.
And they had the final shot. The last snap taken that close to the end zone. They don't get it in, so they'll regret that. But flip it over, making a stand in that portion of the field, congratulations to them.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from East Rutherford.